Gotin Cola.
So, in case you didn't know, this series is actually based off of the original series from the 60s of the same name, created by Irwin Allen. And I never saw it or the 90s film starring Matt LeBlanc and Gary Oldman. So, I went into Lost in Space on Netflix with little to no expectations. I wasn't really expecting anything good or bad. I was just going in, hopefully to see a good sci-fi series. And I saw the first episode on Saturday actually because Friday I was really busy. On Saturday, and it was so bad that I made a vow not to watch the rest of the series. But then the next day, last Sunday, I decided, you know what? Let me try a few more episodes. Maybe it gets better. And it does get a little bit better, but it still isn't that good. Okay, let me talk about the good stuff about the series first. Some of the themes that are presented throughout this show are very interesting. They aren't really developed that well or explored that well, but they are pretty interesting. The visuals are great. The visuals effects are amazing. Almost all of the actors, including thankfully the kids, deliver excellent performances. One of the things I was worried about before watching the show was that the kids wouldn't be very good and that they would be very cringeworthy. Thankfully, they're not. The kids are really good actors, and almost all the actors are. That goes into what I don't like about the show. Parker Posey, who plays Dr. Smith, is really bad. I don't have anything against Parker Posey. I just thought that her performance wasn't that good and her character wasn't that good. There is a subplot throughout the show of one of the kids, Will, befriending this robot, and the robot isn't that well developed. So whenever he does something cool or fantastical, it felt a little too unrealistic. I know this is a sci-fi show, and there's going to be some unrealistic things that happens, but some things that the robot does is a little too unrealistic. The pacing and inclusion of occasional comedy and flashbacks is odd at times. This whole backstory about Earth being uninhabitable and all these families on all these different ships, including the Robinson family, which are our main characters, that felt a little too complicated. This backstory, and like I mentioned before, the themes are interesting, but they aren't explored well enough. I didn't have any expectations going into the show before I watched it, so I wasn't sure really what to expect. And what I got wasn't horrible, with the exception of that first episode. I'm going to give Lost in Space a 6 out of 10.